this is a great turnout. So thank you for being here. My name's Lynn Hickey, and I'm the Director of Athletics, and just want to welcome everybody. This is a very exciting day for UTSA and the city of San Antonio. And I think that it's more than just another historical moment in our short history of football. There have been times the last 10 days I actually called it a hysterical moment. Everything has moved so fast. But this is actually, I would deem this as a moment of impact, beginning this next phase of our program. And so I would like to turn over the program to our president, who has been outstanding, who has had the courage to even let us start a program from the ground up and has shown commitment to this program throughout the whole process. So, Dr. Romo.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you all for coming here. Indeed, it is a very exciting day at UTSA as we are beginning a new chapter in our athletic program. UTSA is recognized for excellence in the classroom and in the playing fields. In the 5 seasons since we've seen football come to UTSA, we've made many great gains because of the tremendous support from our community, as well as the commitment of the individuals like Lynn and her group. And we are now taking a new step. Earlier this month, we engaged a search firm to help us conduct an extensive national search for a new head football coach. At this time, some 2 weeks ago, I appointed a committee that would be the hiring committee, and I asked Lynn to chair that committee and to make recommendations to me and recommend finalists for the position. I got to interview these candidates, and I worked closely with the committee and with the UT Chancellor. These appointments are approved by the Chancellor and approved by the Board of Regents. And I can tell you with confidence that we have made an excellent choice in Coach Frank Wilson as our new head coach. As some of you have already read, Frank has an outstanding 20-year coaching career, including an exceptional performance at LSU as a running back coach and recruiting coordinator. And when I say recruiting, he is truly one of the best recruiters in the entire country. What I was struck by was his commitment to his players, his commitment to academics, his desire to play at a very high level all the time. He's an impressive individual, and I can see why he is a great recruiter. He's engaging, as you know, but he has that passion and knows how to channel the energy and passion. So therefore, he is an ideal person to harness this momentum, to take us to new levels in football. And I'm excited about him being here. We will have an opportunity to hear from him and also have some questions. So let me introduce to you the new UTSA head coach, Frank Wilson.
Thank you so much. I'd like to start off by, first of all, acknowledging the people that allowed this process to happen. To my right, Dr. Romo, who has the vision to take this university to a university of excellence, a top-tier university, that allowed this university 5 years ago to have the vision of starting a football program. It's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here today. I thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of the UTSA family. My family is eager and excited to be here, to call San Antonio our home. And today is just the very beginning of that time. Second of all, I'd like to thank Lynn Hickey for the vision, for the foresight to work with Dr. Romo and seeing this 5 years ago, but probably more so the courage to step outside and start a program when people thought it couldn't be done, to do it anyway, and to elevate it year after year to the status that it is now. I thank you. To the UTSA family and all of the faculty and staff, support staff that was involved in the selection committee, and I see a lot of your faces out here today. I enjoyed every moment of it. I say this to you, the warmth, the empathy, the opportunity for you guys to share with me with this university, with this state, behold, made me want to be a part of it. I couldn't wait to get home to tell my wife and my kids about the interview process. It was truly the best. To my agent, Pete Roussel, in the back room, who got this thing to the finish line, I thank you for allowing this to happen. Last but not least, to the right, my family, my beautiful wife, Tiffany, my son, Frank, my daughter, Sabri, my daughter, Elena. Could not have done it without you. It's been a long, long time since we started this, from when I was a high school football coach to the moment that we are now. My family and I prayed, we cried, we enjoyed every moment of it before we got on a plane today to head this way to accept this position. It is the biggest moment of our life. We don't take it for granted, and we're looking forward to it. Birds up.
Okay, everyone, if you'll wait for the microphone, raise your hand and I'll call on you. There's a microphone holder on each side. So JJ, we'll go right here in the front left for JJ.
Coach, welcome to San Antonio. Why UTSA? Why now? You've been in the mix for other coaching jobs in the past. What set UTSA apart?
You know, all the things that we talked about, when you talk about a school that's a top-tier university, a school that identifies itself as a school of excellence, the opportunity to be a part of the first, a program that is still new in a sense, that was given birth or life was bred into it 5 years ago, to have an opportunity to be the first to win a conference championship at this university in football, to have an opportunity to be the first to win a bowl game. All of those things appeal to this university. So when the opportunity presented itself, I could not be more excited about it. So really, really thrilled about UTSA and the future and what we can do here.
Joe, right here on the left.
Coach, welcome to San Antonio.
Thank you.
Ever since your name came up, looking at you, and everything I see is you're a recruiting wizard.
Yeah.
Can you give us any insight into why that is so?
People, being a good listener. So many times people think the recruiting process is about the words that you speak to a young man, to a committee, to a group of people. But the reality is being a very good listener. For the first 60 days here at UTSA, I'm going to listen, understand the culture, understand the history that allows me to, first of all, recruit the players on this campus. And I'll start that tomorrow with our team meeting. So I think from a recruiting standpoint, we got to recruit the players that are here first. We're 20 days away from National Signing Day, which is the first day, but not the last day, excuse me. The first, but not the last. And we have a plan, and we'll be prepared to give us the best opportunity to get the kids here on campus.
Let's go right here on the right side, Honor. David.
Coach, what do you see here at UTSA? What kind of what's the upside here? You know, they did real good in 13. You know, they were 7-5, and
Yeah.
they're 7-17. You very well know over the last couple of seasons. What do you see?
Opportunity. I see potential. I see a school that's nestled in the state of Texas, that's fertile recruiting grounds, that all around you, whether it's in San Antonio, whether it's in Houston, whether it's in Dallas, the state of Texas and its neighboring states that allow this sleeping giant to be awakened. It's flashed at times. It's shown it at times. Whether it was the inaugural win or the 7-win season, it's shown flashes at time of the possibility of the things that could be done here. Just so excited about being in Conference USA and the potential to compete for a conference championship, to go into a bowl game. I like our chances. I like us.
Right here on the left.
What is the process of filling out your staff going to look like? What positions are of the highest priority?
Well, first of all, we're going to take it step by step. Right now, I'm soaking it in, embracing the moment. I'll have an opportunity to meet with some of the guys that are currently on the staff We'll take it step by step, and we'll do it right, not fast. Before signing day, we may have some guys on the staff, but not necessarily all of them. So we're going to take our time and identify, assess where we're at right now, and put ourselves in position to get the best fit for what we need to have success.
Coach, you've worked with some pretty good running backs at LSU. You've got a pretty good one over there you can work with as well. If you had to tell us a little bit about your style and what kind of a offense you'd like to put together here at UTSA, can you give us a little glimpse of what you'd like to do?
Yeah, still in the premature stages of it. Have had the opportunity to watch us on tape thus far and see our personnel and the things that we have. I like the style of spread, not necessarily a dink and dunk team. We'll take our shots down the field. We'll throw the ball vertical. We'll create run lanes within the run game with an ability to be physical and assaulting because that's our identity. It's what we've always done, the ability to run the ball, but yet to be able to get vertical to make big plays. And so we'll start there, and we'll see how our team evolves with our personnel and adjust accordingly.
Questions, raise your hand. Right here in front on the right to Jerry.
Well, experiences at St. Augustine High School, pretty famous. St. Aug grad has his jersey hanging over in the AT&T Center. Avery Johnson, number 6 for the Spurs, won a title here in '99. He was a proud St. Aug grad. How did going to school there shape who you are, Coach?
It was very instrumental from a structure standpoint, from an organizational standpoint, from a discipline standpoint, so much so that my son actually commutes an hour away from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, and he goes to St. Aug. So I believe in the school. It was good for me. It was good for Avery and the rich history that's been there. But it's helped shape me in many ways, just from a accountability, discipline standpoint, and taking care of the business at hand.
You know Avery?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Questions? All the way in the back on the right. Greg?
Coach, can you talk about your time in Baton Rouge, obviously being a part of one of the best teams in the nation, LSU, and what you're going to take from your time at Baton Rouge coming to San Antonio?
Yeah, I tell you, the year I got there, they had not come off a great season, and learned a lot of things. Learned a lot of things from Les Miles and from that program and that organization of how to do things the right way, how to take your time and to assess things, and to really look at the long-term view, a holistic view of where you want your program to be, and to rebuild it yet again from the bottom up. And so what I got from my experience there is an ability to identify prospective student athletes that fit what we were trying to do at that university, and then allow it to come to fruition. As I take on this task here, it's the same thing, to identify the personnel or the players or the people and coaches that fit what we're trying to do and allow it to come to fruition.
Let's go right here in the front to Jerry.
Coach, I wanted to ask about your philosophy on recruiting. There were some guys on a podcast this morning over in New Orleans who were talking about how you sometimes slept in your office in the days leading up to signing day. They said you had a little cot there. I wanted to ask you if you thought recruiting, is it more about effort? Is it more about evaluation? Or is it more about relationships, or maybe all of the above?
All of the above. The first piece that sometimes get overlooked is the evaluation part. The ability to evaluate a student athlete and recognize and be able to project his ability that he has or potentially can have. And that's a unique trait. A lot of times people wait until their senior year and then want to make the offer. We try to identify them early enough and project what they could be as a junior, as a senior in high school, and begin to form that relationship. When we do that early enough, the relationships allow you to withstand the test of time. And so when the other schools come, it's so genuine, it's so sincere, that it outweighs all the other stuff that may lure a kid to another school. When we identify the best players in the state of Texas, the best players in San Antonio, the relationship will be so genuine that when other schools come knocking, it'll be hard for them to say no, because there's a kinship there that has developed over the years that allows you to have success. Of course, it's hard work. There's no magical wand. I don't have a secret recipe.
You don't?
I have a process that works on a calendar year that allows those student athletes to be on this campus probably more than they'll be anywhere else, to show all that we have to offer as a university. So it's so much bigger than football that everyone on that campus have a role in recruiting it. We call it all hands on deck. It doesn't matter if it's a custodian, a cafeteria worker, the president, the athletic director, the track coach, all hands on deck, and we all recruit. When someone walks through that door or walk on this campus, we're recruiting. And it's not just a football team. So UTSA recruits, not just Coach Frank and the football staff.
We'll take two more questions for the group. David right here on the right.
Coach, Larry Coker always said that, that he felt that San Antonio, he said that from the get-go, was under-recruited. He said there's a lot of talent around here, and I think Oklahoma State had like 4 starters, I believe, on the starting defensive unit. What do you know? I mean, you're a recruiting whiz. You know all about this region and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you know about San Antonio, the talent here? And then I'm going to cheat a little bit, ask you another thing too. I did a lot of reading today, and I know that a lot of players got emotional. How tough was it for you to leave LSU? I know you were close to your players. You're a father figure to a lot of those guys. How tough was it?
Okay, 2 pieces. The first part, the kids in San Antonio, like a lot of other cities, have to be developed. Once you identify them, then you recruit them, and you get them on your campus. Now you have to develop them. If they're not all the way developed in high school, sometime a staff, a coach will look beyond them, and they end up at another university, and then you're sitting there saying, whatever happened to that? Wow, look at him. Because the assessment piece wasn't there. You missed it. All right, so the evaluation piece that we initially talked about is a critical one, probably more so than the recruiting. To identify, to assess the right one, so you're recruiting the right type of player. As for the players that I've recruited over the years, and most recently in Baton Rouge, they're near and dear to me because it's that kinship piece we talked about, that it's bigger than football, the sport, that we sincerely nurture them to be better men. We model for them what it is to be a good husband, what it is to be a good father. And when you have that type of impact in a young man's life, they cling to you. And it becomes more than just football. It's a tangible that they can't just let loose easily. They were super excited for me. They were, it was an emotional time, but yet tears of joy because they all supported me coming here.
Last question here on the right, JJ.
Coach, obviously this was a quick process, a quick hiring process. When will you move to San Antonio? When do you hope to get settled in, and will you, start immediately here?
Yeah, I'm here. So it's interesting because my family came down for this occasion, and so the next question was, well, when are you guys headed back? Well, Saturday, no Sunday, no Monday. Well, I can't leave then because we got to recruit. So I have about 4 luggage bags packed, and I'll be here. The family will go back tomorrow. I'll be here prepared to start working, to meet with the team as early as tomorrow and visit with some of our current guys and try to better understand the landscape of our university.
Okay, guys, we're going to do a quick photo op with the 3 up here. So any of the photographers that need that, then we'll do breakout interviews with these 3.
Hey, Kyle, can I ask something? And we have some of our team members in here, and we have David Spencer. We need to teach him how to do UTSA.
I'm all in.
So, David, could you lead it? And guys, can you help us? Can you help us show what we got to do?
I'm going to tell you guys, I did not pay her to do this, but I'm loving it.
USA! USA! USA!
stand?
Okay.
Okay.
Just hang tight for the interviews. We'll give about 5 minutes to this.
All right, y'all get ready, because I've been looking forward to this moment for a lot of days. This is your first cap, Coach, and I know you're going to be a winner with this cap.
Yes, sir. Go runners. Let the birds up, Coach.
You guys want some with them holding the helmet?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want everything.
All right. I'll coach hold that.
Okay. More close to that.
So now we want the line.
2016.
Coach, we have these crazy equipment managers that just buys helmets all the time. So we've got like 15 different colors.
The players like it?
Oh, yes, sir. Is that good?
Good.
Okay.
Good with that? Okay. Thank you. If you're here, staying here for interviews, we're gonna have Coach Wilson in front of that backdrop as soon as we move the chairs around. Dr. Romo be in front of this backdrop here, and then Lynn will be over here. And the rest of you, if you're not here for interviews, you can go ahead over to the line of rows. We'll be over there as soon as possible.